Welcome everybody to Mesa, Arizona. We are at Desert Ridge High School for a great football game tonight between Mountain View and Desert Ridge. My name is Kavish Siddhartha. I'm here with my partner Roman Martinez. Roman, what are your thoughts on the game tonight? Can you give us a little overview of both teams?
Yeah, a very exciting one. High school football today. Mountain View coming into this one, obviously 3-1, 3 wins, 1 loss. That one loss coming against the number one team in Arizona in the Liberty Lions earlier this season. But since then, they've bounced back with 2 wins back to back, looking for their third straight. Now on the road against Desert Ridge, who is winless, obviously coming into this game, but they're at home, and let's see if the home crowd can get behind them and cheer them on to a win.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's going to be a competitive game tonight. Like you mentioned, Mountain View, number 11th ranked team in Arizona. Their offense has been clicking on all cylinders. One thing that's going to be worth noting, their starting running back, Beckham Barney, is actually out for this game. So they're going to have to, try to see what they can do, who can replace him in the running game. But it's going to be interesting. And obviously, Desert Ridge winless coming into tonight. They got to be hungry for a win. So we got a fantastic game tonight, folks. We're going to go down to a pregame interview we had with the Mountain View head coach.
Hello and welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Roman Martinez here with Mountain View Toros head coach Andy Litton. Coach, your team has looked super impressive all season long, blowing teams out of the water. What are your thoughts coming into this game?
This is a big region game, and we know that, they had a rough start. They played really good games, and so we expect a dogfight tonight. And, I expect our guys to show up and play the way that we expect them to play.
Absolutely, and you guys have put up some really good performances. Obviously having that loss at Liberty on the road, but way to bounce back. What adjustments have your team made since then?
I think that we just really got back to basics. We wanted to clean things up. We had way too many self-imposed things like drops and penalties and turnovers, sacks. So we just got rid of the things that we can control, and I think it helped us play a lot cleaner last week.
And Desert Ridge is coming into this game 0-4. You guys are 3-1. What can you guys do to keep the momentum going and keep them winless?
I think it's really important for us to come out like we should. Once you get on a team that's had a rough start, the doubts start to creep in. So I think a fast start is really important for us.
Thank you so much for your time, and make sure to watch the Varsity Sports Show.
No problem. How it going?
Hello, everybody. My name is Sabir Abdushahid. I'm reporting from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at Temple University, right here in the city of brotherly love. As we can see, that the city is always in great spirits of football, and this week is no different. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, along with Jalen Hurts, play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. We have seen both challenges from both teams prior to this game, as it both have resulted in 2-1 for their record. The question that's on everybody's mind, especially the Eagles fans, is will A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith be able to come back and will return for this game or any games in the near future for our franchise with the Eagles. They both have very, very grand risk of injury, and they both have been injured in the past. And this matchup and this week will be very interesting to see how Jalen Hurts will maneuver with not even his two most weaponized people within the field. We also have a new center who's going to also have to show out and show off as he always should be, as Jason Kelsey has retired. We have seen that the Eagles have clutched a win against the New Orleans Saints last week, with Hurts throwing for 311 yards and Saquon Barkley getting 2 touchdowns within this game. And we can see that this has been a very big adjustment for the Eagles, as they do not have A.J. Brown this season so far yet. But they had Devontae Smith, but he got injured, unfortunately, during the New Orleans Saints game. As we always say, fly, Eagles, fly. This is Sabir Abdushahid reporting from Philadelphia, right here, right now at Temple University. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moments away from kickoff here tonight. Before the game starts, I thought we'd look at some of the best players coming in tonight's matchup. Roman, should we start with Mountain View High School? I know their quarterback, Brady Goodman's had a phenomenal year coming into this game tonight.
Yeah, obviously had a difficult game against Liberty with that one against the number one team in the state, really. But since then, he's really come into his own, really getting that completion percentage up and getting the ball out to his star running back and wide receivers in, Beckham Barney's obviously out tonight, but Talon Arnett, Steve Meadow, Mikey Sumko, the list goes on and on. And a lot of these guys play on both sides of the ball. Look out for them both at both skill positions, not only at wide receiver but at cornerback or at linebacker as well.
Yeah, their offense has options for days. I mean, Brady Goodman, 11 passing touchdowns coming into this game tonight, and Talon Arnett with 7 receiving touchdowns. They've been a pretty lethal duo, with only, 4 games going into the season, so pretty incredible.
Yeah, and to think that Brady is only a junior, it's good that he's learning, and in these early games, having that loss, I think, really helped shape this football team. Again, obviously, bouncing back and having those 2 wins back to back, looking to get their third on the road here, but we'll see how he bodes. Not only throughout the remainder of this year, but in his senior year next year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Mountain View comes out tonight. Moving on to Desert Ridge, obviously, they haven't been putting up a ton of points on offense, but I think one of their better players, Michael Alvarado, he's kind of a running back receiver hybrid. He's had a pretty good start to the season, averaging 39.5 receiving yards per game, with also 3 touchdowns to go along with it. I think we could see a lot of production from him tonight.
Yeah, and something a lot of people forget is, again, with this team too, these key players play at both skill positions offensively and defensively. He is not only a running back, but an outside linebacker, that senior, 5'6", 180. So look out for him on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup tonight. Lots of offensive production, hopefully. And we are just moments away from kickoff as Mountain View is going to be kicking the ball off to Desert Ridge. Kicking the ball off for Mountain View is number 15, John Gerard. Fielded by Desert Ridge. With a solid return up the middle, up to about the 35-yard line. Good return.
That was Lamar Stevens there, finding a gap. The junior, 5'11", not only a kick returner, but a wide receiver. Make sure to keep your eye out for him.
Desert Ridge's offense is coming out to the field. Last week, 6 points, put up on offense. They got to be unhappy with that. So let's see, how aggressive they come out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they have their senior quarterback as well, Andre Gonzalez, behind snap. So let's see if they can get something going with him under center.
Gonzalez hands the ball off, and a good run up the middle. About 6 to 7 yards there. Carried by number 7, Michael Alvarado, who we were just talking about.
Absolutely. And he leads the team on the ground for Desert Ridge with 39.5 yards. We spoke about it earlier pregame, but he's going to be huge for them if Desert Ridge wants to put up a fight in this one.
2nd and 3 for the Jaguars on their own 42-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. And a solid run up the middle again by Alvarado. It's going to be close to a first down.
And I think the referees are going to extend this one and say that he moved the chains there. Great start to this drive for Desert Ridge. Just getting that first down for them.
Yeah, especially for a team, that's hasn't had too much production on offense. They're going to want to do the little things right, take their time. 1st and 10. And good run defense there by the Toros. A minimal gain on the play.
Third play, third straight run there. Mountain View read that one well, as they didn't want to let up any more yards on that one. But should be interesting here with 2nd and 10. Will they have their first pass play?
Yeah, 2nd and 10 on their own 45. And looks to be a flag on the play there. And they're going to call false start on Desert Ridge.
The offensive lineman just a little too antsy on that one, but you like to see the play call from Desert Ridge head coach Roy Lopez with that run pass option. as they faked the handoff and tried to hit the tight end.
Yeah,
Backed up here, 2nd and long.
for sure. That's going to be something worth noting if they decide to rely on the run game tonight. Those quick throws, maybe even play action as we get deeper into the game. Let's see. It's 2nd and 12, 2nd and 15 on the Jaguars 40. 4 receivers out. Gonzalez back to throw. And caught by number 22, Andrew Hines, the tight end.
And they hit him on that last play where the false start happened. They went right back to him on this one. He's averaging 27 yards a game in the air. He's going to be huge for them if Desert Ridge looks to put up some points in this one. Now this is an interesting 3rd down, right around midfield. Can they get into Mountain View territory?
Yeah, just looking at Hines, I mean, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a big guy at tight end. See if they go back to him a few more times this game.
We talked a little bit about youth on the field. He's an upperclassman as a junior, but still with another year of eligibility to play. I mean, both of these teams with some great talent, and still we'll be able to keep them for another year.
Yeah. Empty set here for the Jaguars, 3rd and 15, or 3rd and 8. Gonzalez back to throw. Looks like he's going to take off. And he looks to be just short of the 1st down here. But good gain on the play there by Gonzalez. Something that I think is, so important in high school football, knowing when to be able to take off, when, the defense has good coverage. That's an important skill. And he made a good play there, but it looks like they're sending the punt unit on the field here.
You see the head coach, Roy Lopez, thinking about it, wanted to keep the offense out on the field as they were just 3-4 yards short. But like you mentioned, Kavish, that was a great job by Andre Gonzalez, the quarterback, to get out of the collapsing pocket to avoid the sack.
High punt by Desert Ridge. And a fair catch by number 1, Zachary Galaviz. First chance to see Mountain View's offense on the field. They're led by quarterback Brady Goodman, the junior.
Goodman's been a leader for this team all year long. The junior, not a captain necessarily out for the coin toss, but a captain not only for this offense, but for the team as a whole. He's the one that leads this team. If anything is going to be put up on the board, it's going to go through him.
Yeah. 1st and 10 on the Toros 22. And good stop by Desert Ridge. That's exactly what you want from your defense. First play of the game. Try to set the tone, especially in the run game.
Absolutely. And that was Lucas Martinez, the outside linebacker, senior, 5'9", 200 pounds. Great at reading the run game. Desert Ridge has been incredibly unlucky with the results so far this season, but they have some really good talent on both sides of the ball.
2nd and 8 for the Toros. Goodman back to throw. And caught. Slant going down the middle. And the Toros are moving the chains.
Yeah, that was a good route by Mikey Sumko, senior wide receiver. Really used his experience there over the smaller defender as he caught that one on the slant.
First down of the game for Mountain View. 1st and 10 on the 36. 3 receivers out to the left. And a quick throw and catch made by Sumko again.
And went right back to him. They show the trust in their wide receivers as they hit him again. But a good tackle by Lamar Stevens from Desert Ridge. We've already seen him on both sides of the ball.
3-yard gain there on the play, making it 2nd and 7. Handoff up the middle. And a good carry by, looks to be number 4, Reese Bodley.
Yeah, Bodley, the senior, making something out of nothing there. Was able to find the gaps that his offensive lineman created for him. And I'm liking the tempo from both teams so far, moving the chains here for Mountain View on their first drive.
Yeah, with Mountain View's lead back, Beckham Barney, out of the game, they might be leaning on Bodley a lot tonight. And a quick pass for a medium gain on the play.
That's a good play call by head coach Andy Litton. Look to see that a lot as Goodman will look to hit Sumko on in the flat on the wing just for some quick yards, as now it's second and manageable.
Yeah, 3 receptions already in the game for Sumco. 2nd and 5 as they cross midfield and are on the Desert Ridge 49-yard line. Good pressure on the play by number 22, Andrew Hines, this time on defense.
Yeah, I mentioned it before. Great talent offensively and defensively. Hines applying the pressure to Goodman there. Was forced to get it out of his hands a little too quickly, as that pass was intended for Porter Wilhelm, their senior 6'4", 210 tight end.
And we have the first 3rd down of the game for Mountain View. It's 3rd and 5 on the 44-yard line. Goodman back to throw, and he's able to find number 14, Steve Meto, for the first down.
You can see Meadow shaking his head. They're not bringing him down after that reception. He is going to be clutch for this Mountain View squad as well, as he gets a lot of the receptions after Sumco. And if you're Desert Ridge, starting to get closer into your red zone, how are you going to put up a stand here?
First and 10, the Toros, and it looks to be a little jet handoff for a small gain on the play. Something I've noticed when just looking at Mountain View's offense, they're not the most physically imposing team you've seen. A lot of the guys we've seen target this game, Mikey Sumco, 190 pounds. Their running back number 2, Reese Bodley, 5'7", 165. Not the biggest guys, but the speed is really where they get their opponents, and we've seen that a lot of quick passes, slants up the middle. 2nd and 9. Roll out to the left. Goodman. Ooh, incomplete on the play. Good coverage there by number 1, Ryland Sargent on Desert Ridge.
Weren't too many options open there for Goodman as he rolled out to his left. Just wanted to get the ball out of his hands on that one. But like you mentioned before, Kavish, plenty of speed on this Mountain View offense. Not too much of that physicality, but when you've been playing football for a long time, like a lot of these guys have, that experience really comes with it.
And big 3rd down here for Mountain View. It's 3rd and 9 on the Jaguars' 34-yard line. Looks to be a little slight trickery there, a little draw up the middle, but it worked very well. Great decoy there by Reese Bodley. He's able to get the first down.
Yeah, and that was a good tackle by Jackson Brown as Bodley was out. If he had missed that tackle, Bodley would have taken that one to the house. Every time you think Desert Ridge, hey, they might get a stop here, Mountain View just comes up clutch with that first down off of their 3rd down opportunity.
And they're running hurry up here. Speed another run up the middle for Bodley. How about that call there by the Mountain View head coach? 3rd and 9, in a tough position, on 34-yard line, it would be a 50-yard field goal at least. And to run a running back draw on that play, great call there. Worked out well for them.
Like you mentioned, it shows the trust, in his players. Andy Litton trusting Bodley there to get that first down on the ground, and he did. He got that and more.
Second down for Mountain View. Run out to the right. And Bodley looks to be close to another first down.
If you're head coach Andy Litton, you got to be incredibly impressed with this first drive that your offense is putting together on the road, setting the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Just talking about the road, how about the crowd turnout we have tonight, Roman? Tons of fans in attendance. They definitely want to see Desert Ridge get that first one of the season. And a QB sneak up the middle for the first down. Good play there by Brady Goodman. Interesting call there. I feel like I don't see too many QB sneaks in high school football these days.
You really don't, but when you have an experienced quarterback like Goodman to get that one for you, the 6'4" quarterback, 210 pounds, not going to be easy to stop in that QB sneak.
And that brings up another first down here for the Toros. It is 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. They've been relying on the run game a lot. Let's see if they go back to Bodley. It's a fake. Goodman out to the left. And dangerous play there, but he gets it into the touchdown for number 18, Porter Wilhelm. Incredible play there by Mountain View. I mean, I don't know if the coach is going to be too happy about that one, but it worked out well. Roman, what'd you see there on that play?
Yeah, what an incredibly tricky play there by Brady Goodman. I mean, you talked about risk. I thought he was going to hit Talon Arnett on the out route, but ended up going to his tight end Porter Wilhelm, and it ended up paying off as he dove into the end zone.
Yeah, fortunate break there for Mountain View. It looked like he almost just flipped the ball to him, but 6 points nonetheless. And number 15, Jean Girard for the extra point. First drive of the game for the offense for the Toros, and first score of the game. If I'm the head coach for Mountain View, I'd be pretty happy with that drive. Seem to be running the ball pretty well, even without their starting running back.
Absolutely, and just shows the work that Reese Bodley has put in all of training throughout the week just to get this start. And let's see if they go back to him throughout the game. He's been incredibly reliable for them.
Yeah, he's primarily used on the team as a defensive back, but we've been able to see some of that skill on the field. He has electric speed, picking up a few first downs. Mountain View about to kick off.
And we already mentioned it before. A lot of these players playing both on offense and defense. I wonder how much of that plays into the impact that they have in their, specialized role. We saw Bodley there primarily playing DB, but how can you read those gaps as a running back? Knowing where the defensive back is going to be for certain plays and to make certain tackles.
Yeah, it must be helpful. I mean, especially as a DB, your primary focus is coverage, but run games, the other 50% of the game. So I'm sure that's definitely helped him in his running tonight. A little more than 4 minutes to go in the first quarter here as Mountain View kicks off. Drop catch by Desert Ridge, but they pick it up for a solid return up to about the 25-yard line.
That was a good adjustment there by Ashton Fullen as he kind of bobbled that kickoff there, but made positive yardage out of that one.
And second time we're going to see the Desert Ridge offense back on the field tonight. They had some positives on the first drive. They were able to pick up, a first down. The running game seemed to be pretty good. But we haven't seen, their senior quarterback, Andre Gonzalez, really throw the ball yet. Going to be something interesting to note here. See if they want to open it up through the air. 4 receivers out. Quick pass out to the left, and it looks to be a little miscommunication with QB and receiver there. Intended for number 20.
Yeah, and you mentioned there, Kavish, we haven't seen Gonzalez throw the ball too much, especially in that first drive. Head coach Roy Lopez wanting to make a statement with that one as the first play went incomplete.
Good play design there, but didn't come to fruition. 2nd and 10 here. Desert Ridge 24-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left. And good check down to the running back, who was able to break a few tackles for a very solid gain there. Looked to be running back Michael Alvarado.
Absolutely. Alvarado doing a great job to break those tackles. Now it'll be 3rd and 1. And let's see what this Desert Ridge High School team can come up with to get this first down. It always seems like whether they're on offense or defense, on that 3rd down, they just need one aggressive play to really get over that line or make the stop. Can they get it here?
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 1 on their own 33-yard line. Movement in the backfield and a miscommunication. Looked to be a good play call there. They've used a lot of motion in their offense, but a little too out ahead of the receiver there. And that's going to make it 4th and short here. Let's see if they stay on the field.
Yeah, you see the offense wanting to stay on the field, but the special teams unit will come out for this one. Good call by head coach Roy Lopez as, we saw that play on that false start in the first drive, trying to hit the tight end, Andrew Hines, over the middle. Just incomplete on that one, and just another punt.
Yeah, that's a tough break here for for Desert Ridge. The last thing they want is, to keep getting the ball into the hands of Mountain View. It's going to be solid punt here, but it takes a Mountain View bounce. as it's down at close to the 50-yard line. This would be the 49, I believe.
That one took a Mountain View bounce. Started off closer to the 40, and now it's right around midfield, as they will have good positioning for their second drive, having scored a touchdown on their first drive of the game.
Yeah, for offenses, as lethal as Mountain View, I mean, they're ranked 11th in the state. The last thing you want to do is give them the ball in good field position, and that's exactly what they have now. About 51 yards to the end zone, and their offense looked really good on the first drive. Something interesting to note, though, their number one receiver, Taylor Arnett, we haven't seen him catch a ball yet. And their their offense looked pretty impressive on the first drive, so I can only imagine if they get him involved in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's explosive, not only when he gets a handoff, but after the catch. His yards after catch is quite incredible when you're looking at the numbers. But just going back to what you mentioned, Kavish, this team has been incredibly explosive, putting up 65 points in their first game, 20 in their second, 57 in their third, and 42 in their fourth. So this is definitely a high-scoring offense when it comes to putting numbers up on the board.
Yeah. 1st and 10 here on the 49. Toss out to the right for Bodley. He's able to make some players miss for a great gain here on the play for about 20. Great play there by Bodley. He's looked really impressive, hasn't he? Coming into the starting role tonight.
Absolutely is. That run took them into Desert Ridge territory. It's not the play that you want to let up, especially on a first down if you're Desert Ridge.
Yeah, offensive line is making holes for the running back tonight. They've been pretty impressive as well. Another run up the middle and a good gain for Bodley.
He dodged that tackle right there in the backfield, just going underneath the linebacker's arms to get that one and make it second and short. He's been incredibly impressive so far in this game.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, he's incredibly fast, but not, the biggest receiver, 5'7", 165. So might be interesting to see if they, give him some more toss plays, just give him space to run. Goodman back to throw, out to the left. And he throws it into traffic. Let's see if they're going to give him the catch on the play. I don't believe so. It looks like the offense is coming back, I believe.
Great adjustment there by cornerback Rylan Sargent. This senior was able to make that hit, make sure that Arnett couldn't get that ball in his hands. Good play by the Desert Ridge cornerback.
Another third down here for Mountain View, 3rd and 3 on the Desert Ridge 22-yard line. Another run up the middle for Bodley, and he's got the first down. Great run again.
Just an incredibly tough runner. Even as he was getting tackled there, you can see him making the extra effort to get as many yards as possible. And this makes it interesting.
Yeah,
not 1st and goal yet, but getting close.
He's a smaller guy, but he runs like he's, he's Marshawn Lynch, like he's a big running back out there.
And sometimes that's beneficial when you do have a smaller back. We've already seen it so far this year for ASU's Cam Scadaboo. See a lot of resemblance there.
Yeah, Scadaboo's been amazing for the Sun Devils this season. 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. And they give it back to Bodley, who is close to a first down, but there is a flag on the play here.
Great run, but it looks like this one might come back as that flag came out late.
Yep, good call there, Roman. Looks to be holding on the offense. They're going to be pushing them back about 10 yards.
And if you're head coach Andy Litton, you're not too happy with that call, as Bodley was in on the touchdown, getting very close to the goal line. No need to hold later on toward the end of that play there, but how do they bounce back from now? And this one's 1st and long now.
Yeah, let's see if they can still get some points on the field, but crucial penalties like that is what cost a team from 7 points to 3 in these scenarios.
And if you're Desert Ridge, can you capitalize on their own mistake?
Another handoff to Bodley. Making great cuts there for, looks to be a gain of about 5 there.
Absolutely. Way to get 1/3 of that play back. after Bodley. And it'll be interesting to see if they have another back come into this game. He's already gotten majority of the reps for the Toros.
Yeah, I believe they handed the ball off on the what would have been touchdown to number 48, but besides that, it looks like Bodley's had the majority of the carries tonight. And they toss it out to him on the right, and a good tackle there made by Desert Ridge.
Absolutely. That's a great tackle by Stevens. We've mentioned him, the free safety. Incredibly impressive to tackle Bodley in the open field, as he's already shown his elusiveness in this game. Now it's 3rd down, and Mountain View needs to get to the 1-yard line if they want to have a chance at 1st and goal. I think head coach Andy Litton will let this play clock expire as we will head into the 2nd quarter of this game.
Yeah, we'll be right back to you when the 2nd quarter starts. Thank you. We're back at Desert Ridge for the 2nd quarter here. Important play for Mountain View. It's 3rd and 13 on the Desert Ridge 14-yard line. They're going to need to make it to the 1, but it's really 3rd and goal here.
Absolutely, Kavish. And if you're Mountain View, if you can at least walk away with a field goal from this drive, you've still got to be happy. Your first 2 drives have converted points should that happen. And let's see what happens, Kavish.
Taking their time here before they run the play. All right. 2 receivers out to the left. Goodman has all time, and it is caught. What a juggling catch made there. Great play by number 13, Talon Arnett. First time we've seen him this game, and he makes a huge play.
My goodness, Kavish. What a throw by Goodman. You saw him take a look at his first out route in Mikey Sumko to the right, decided to go left as he dropped an absolute dime in the bottom, or in the top left-hand corner of the end zone for Arnett. And we spoke a little bit about Arnett and him yet to have an impact in this game, but there it goes.
Yeah, he's arrived, and I mean, could not put that, in a better spot for Arnett than Goodman did there. Great throw. And, he did a good job. He juggled it on the first time. We didn't know if he got his feet in, but was able to secure the catch, and that makes it 14-0 as we just started the 2nd quarter. Great start for Mountain View.
A great adjustment for the Toros, especially in Arnett there on that catch. I spoke about them potentially having a field goal on that 3rd down, after that 3rd down, and to come away with 2 touchdowns on your first 2 drives, you got to be happy if you're on the road.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't think they could have come out better on offense tonight. Running back number 1 for them, Beckham Barney out for the game. There's some questions, who's going to be running the ball tonight, how successful that run game is going to be. Arguably, their running game has, been the number 1 component in them getting down the field. So the run game's been amazing, and they're able to get another touchdown on the board. And that makes it 2 touchdowns for Brady Goodman, I believe, on the day.
Yeah, he's been incredibly efficient throwing the ball, but you've got to feel for this Desert Ridge defense as constantly getting Mountain View to those 3rd downs just can't get past that.
Yeah, tough start for the Desert Ridge defense, but surely, if they keep this momentum up, keep up the pressure, the coverage, they're not going to get as unlucky. Let's see if they can make something happen on offense here. Mountain View about to kick off. Looks like Desert Ridge is going to leave it for a touchback as the offense comes back out on the field. So Roman, we've seen 2 drives here from Desert Ridge. We've seen, majority of their success, off a few runs. They only have about, 1 or 2 first downs here. Some miscommunications on offense. What are you going to be looking towards them seeing on the offensive side of the field in terms of production?
Yeah, you said it there, Kavish. Obviously, great play calling so far by head coach Roy Lopez. I don't think that their plays have necessarily been the issue for them. It's what you said, miscommunication. They need to be a little bit more physical and a little bit more on the same page in that passing game. The running game has been okay, but can they get it going over the air? They've already tried to hit their tight end Andrew Hines on a few plays as he goes in motion.
And handoff up the middle. Good run defense there by Mountain View. Stop made there by number 9, Caleb Larson, one of their better players on defense.
Plays like that don't help your offense. If you're getting held up on a run on first down, is now it's 2nd and long. You don't convert here, then you have 3rd and whatever it may be. So can you get out of your own territory? I think once they have more breathing room, this offense tends to get a little bit more confident.
2nd and 9. Gonzalez able to check it off for a solid gain there on the play. Good job by Gonzalez of making something happen. Pass complete to number 7, Nevin Fitzgerald. Or excuse me, number 7, Michael Alvarado.
Good adjustment there by Gonzalez as he hits Alvarado in the flat. He's their primary running back alongside Ryan, Reg, and Bali. And now it's 3rd and short. Can they get out of their own territory? And if they don't, do they go for it here?
It's 3rd and 4 on their own 26-yard line. Receiver in motion. Interesting play call there. He's going to be close to the sticks, but I don't think he has it there.
And I like the trickery there. Again, nothing wrong with the play calling from Roy Lopez as they fake that handoff and end up giving it to Tenorio. And they will be forced to punt here as they are in their own part of the field.
Yeah, the play calling's been pretty good by Coach Lopez this game. They've had some a lot of motion in a lot of their sets, even a little trick play there to Tenorio. But Mountain View's defense has been extremely disciplined, not falling for anything, and they caused the 3rd punt of the game for Desert Ridge. So they're gonna let it bounce, and they're gonna start the ball close to the 35-yard line.
That's a good punt. If you are Alejandro Esquivel.
First and 10 for the Toros on the 34-yard line. Their offense has had a lot of success this game. 14-0 is still manageable to come back, but if they blow that open to 21-0, that's where it's going to be pretty tough for Desert Ridge to get back into this game. So a stop here is pretty crucial for them.
And again, it's been all about the 3rd downs for them, both offensively and defensively. Can they get a stop here? It all starts on defense if you want to get your offense going, especially when you are trailing. Can this defense get themselves off the field and give their offense a chance to put up some points on the board, especially as we draw closer to halftime, maybe cut into that deficit?
Yeah, a little less than 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter here. Mountain View's been amazing on 3rd downs here. Goodman back to throw, little rollout to the left, and is just wide of receiver number 14, Steve Meto.
Head coach Andy Litton likes that play call with Goodman rolling out to his left. We've already seen it a few times here in this first half. That one intended for Meadow. Just a little bit too much power behind that one, but
yeah, what we've seen from Brady Goodman so far is that he's an athlete, And, that's exactly the type of play calls they're running for him. A lot of bootlegs outside the pocket. We've seen, some read options. So they're really trying to get him out in space, and it's been working pretty well for them so far.
And triple set up top, but keep an eye out for Bodley as he's gotten plenty of the carries so far in this first half.
Give it to Bodley up the middle, and he has the first down as he makes the safety miss for a great gain on the play there by Bodley.
There you go, picking up 25 yards or so, getting almost to Desert Ridge 40-yard line. Keep an eye out for him as they have plenty of receivers lined up, but he's been making them pay on the ground.
And how about that move he put on the Desert Ridge safety there, able to get himself some more yardage. As it looks to be another first down here for Mountain View.
Great adjustment.
Pass caught by number 2, Mikey Sumko.
You said it could be great adjustment by Sumko as he came back to the ball on that hitch route. Now starting to pick up some momentum, moving the chains here if you're Mountain View. Can it be your third drive and third straight touchdown?
Yeah, if I'm Desert Ridge right now, I have to be ready for the, no huddle offense. Mountain View's had a lot of success with that tonight. And a good play there made by Desert Ridge player number 54, João Duranzo Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez, great tackle there. Bodley could have been out into the flat, and who knows what would have happened had he hit that sideline, but Gomez preventing that with the tackle. And you mentioned it, Kavish. Got to be ready for this tempo if you're Desert Ridge. Tempo's been huge in this game for both teams, especially Mountain View, as they like to go fast when they're putting up yards.
Yeah, and they were definitely ready for it right there. One of the first times we've seen Bodley stopped at the line. 2nd and 10 here. 30-yard line, another rollout to the left. And a great play there made on defense by number 1, Zachary Galaviz. Oh, excuse me, number 1, Rylan Sargent. We've said his name a few times tonight. He's made a lot of great plays in the secondary.
And that's textbook cornerback play if you're Sargent there. Hand on the offensive player hips and swatting that one away as he prevents the catch. 3rd and medium here. Desert Ridge, can you get a stop, potentially force a punt or a long field goal?
Yeah, these are the important moments we've been talking about, the 3rd and longs. It's 3rd and 10 here. Goodman back to throw. He has all the time in the pocket to throw, and it sails over the head of the receiver. So good stop there by Desert Ridge. Exactly what they needed here. It's going to be interesting to see what the play call is here. 4th and 10 at the 30-yard line. It'd be a pretty long field goal. And it looks like the offense is going to be staying on the field for the moment.
Desert Ridge caught a break there as their number 1 wide receiver, Talon Arnett, was one-on-one with the Desert Ridge linebacker, Barconte. And it'll be an interesting 4th down here. Can they get a stop and potentially some momentum going the other way?
Yeah, 4th and 10 here. 3 receivers out to the left. Another rollout. And a catch made on the play, but there is a flag. Play made there by number 1, Zachary Galaviz. Let's see what the flag is.
Good pass and a good catch. If you're Goodman and Galaviz, junior to junior connection there.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Lopez, I'd be, kind of, regardless of what the flag is, I'd be pretty upset with that play. We've seen them, do that rollout play to the left before, and they weren't able to get a stop, but let's see what the flag is. And it looks like it's going to be pass interference on the Toros, so it's going to be coming back.
And I'd been wondering how Galaviz got so much separation on that 4th down as he ended up catching the ball. Looks like there might have been a push off there, and Mountain View forced to pump. Good discipline if you're Desert Ridge. First time they've been truly disciplined all game in their set.
And this looks to be the first time in this game we're going to see Mountain View punt the ball. So good job by Desert Ridge getting them off the field. Set to receive the punt is number 13, Lamar Stevens. Taking a bounce here at a little more than the 10-yard line. Looks to be about the 12. There's a flag on the play. We've seen a few flags here now, Roman.
Yeah, could be just some pushing there after the play. Referee didn't like what he saw on that one. Wonder who this one will go on. Should be both teams from what I saw.
Yeah, a flag for Desert Ridge would, set them back even more here. Surely not what they want. And it is a personal foul on Mountain View. It's going to give the Jaguars a few extra yards to start their first drive here.
And that's going to help this drive as you earn more yards without having to have a play. And Desert Ridge, can you make something happen after getting some breathing room?
See what Coach Lopez has dialed up on offense. Gonzalez out to the right, and he is immediately tackled there. Great play made there by number 52 on Mountain View. Tavisa Tayase.
Taase with the sack on Gonzalez. He was not ready for that one. Just going down in the backfield, and not really what you need if you're Desert Ridge, but let's see what they can formulate here in the huddle.
Yeah, he almost looked to know the play better than the own offense. He was in that backfield within a second. Great play there made on defense. And that is an 8-yard loss on the play. Going to be 2nd and 18. And a screen pass there to number 13, Lamar Stevens.
We've seen Stevens have his say on defense, but this time getting an opportunity with that reception. Good little screenplay. Again, I'm liking the play call from Roy Lopez, head coach of Desert Ridge. Important third down here as they need to get to right around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, good play call there. Fortunately, they were only able to pick up about 3 yards on the play, making it 3rd and 15 for the Jaguars. 4 receivers out. Gonzalez back to throw. Ooh, good pressure by the Mountain View defensive line.
That's Taase again. Really having his way with this Desert Ridge offensive line.
Yeah, it looked to be a tandem there. Tayase up the middle, and number 9, Caleb Larson, got off the tackle really quick there for the pressure on the edge.
Saw Gonzalez idea, trying to hit Alvarado up the middle right there. Couldn't quite get it to him as it went off Taase's hands and forced to punt here.
And another punt for Desert Ridge. High snap here. Ooh, nearly able to be blocked by Mountain View as they call for the fair catch. Past the 50 at about the 44-yard line of the Jaguars.
Great adjustment by Alejandro Esquivel as he got a high snap on that one, and he was able to readjust and get that kickoff.
Yeah, looking at Desert Ridge's offense, it's not been very successful so far. I mean, with, a little more than 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, it looks to be 4 straight punts and not a ton of first downs here. So, they're really going to have to get that going, whether it's now or coming out of the second half, because, a team like Mountain View, the amount of possessions you're going to give them past midfield, they're going to convert sooner or later. Toss out to the left. Great gain there again by number 4, Reese Bodley, for the first down.
That was close to 15 yards there for Bodley. Not tired at all from what it looks like. And if you're Desert Ridge, your defense has been out on the field majority of this first half. How much does that factor into, Mountain View's drives? Are they starting to get worn down?
100%. I mean, their defense has been pretty good this game. They've had 2 touchdowns that have been very close plays. As there's another run up the middle and another first down for Bodley, who has space. He's able to cut back for the touchdown. Incredible play there. What a run by Bodley.
Bodley's pace there is a force to be reckoned with. As he was not going to be tackled short of that goal line. Made sure to get in by the pylon. And now it's Mountain View 20, Desert Ridge 0.
Yeah, great cutback for the score there. And like we were just talking about it, Roman, how fatigued does the defense get? The answer is a lot when they're constantly being put on the field. Their offense can't, sustain long drives. The defense is eventually going to get breaking down. And, down 20-0 with the extra point imminent, Desert Ridge is really going to have to work some things out on offense. As the extra point is up and through, making it 21-0 Mountain View with about 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Your Desert Ridge here and head coach Roy Lopez, you might want to regroup, get them in a huddle, and get something going to boost their confidences. The play calling has been good, like we had aforementioned before, but what is going to get them going offensively? Do they need to incorporate the run more? They've been a little bit unsuccessful in the air. They need to get Gonzalez out of the pocket and give him some more RPO options.
Yeah, they're really just going to need some chunk plays. I mean, the crowd is in full effect here tonight for Desert Ridge, but the crowd's been a little deflated. When your offense is out there punting, numerous times in a row. But all it takes is one big chunk play to get, the team more energized, the crowd energized, and then from there, who knows what can happen. Let's see if they can make that happen here. Mountain View about to kick off.
And it's so interesting, Kavish, as I had the privilege of calling Mountain View's game against the number 1 team in Arizona, Liberty, a few weeks ago, and they were just getting dominated. And here they are dominating a smaller team. So, what goes around comes around, and it's really interesting to see how, the number 11 team in Arizona matches up against some of these other divisional rivals.
Yeah, really interesting to note there. I mean, I wasn't there at the game, but it's probably fair to say it. They took that loss to heart, and sometimes a loss, a big loss like that early in the season can be a good thing for a team. Realize what they need to fix, and their their game right after that Liberty game, they won 65-26. So they obviously came out firing on offense, and it looks to be a lot of the same tonight.
And after talking to some fans pregame, they had mentioned Mountain View's success in the past, and you can tell it's Andy Litton, head coach Andy Litton's mission to get them back to that promised land. As they're already on the field, and Desert Ridge still in the huddle.
Yeah, this defense has been, we've been talking about the offense a lot, what Goodman's been able to do on offense and the receivers, but we should also highlight the defense. The defense for Mountain View has been phenomenal tonight, whether they're pressuring the ball. There's been little to no run game for Desert Ridge. All facets of the game, they've been pretty good. Let's see if they can keep that going. 1st and 10 here for the Jaguars. And they're taking a shot out to the sidelines. Let's see if the play is made there. Looks to be caught for close to a first down.
Great play call from Roy Lopez to hit Hines on the sideline. 2nd and short here, but that's a good way to start off your drive if you're Desert Ridge.
Oh, for sure. Great catch there made by Hines, able to get it, drag his toes in on the sidelines. 2nd and short. Gonzalez back to throw. He's facing pressure, and he is sacked. Great play there made on defense by number 24, Cannon Rabin.
Rabin, the junior, 6 foot, 185, incredibly disciplined on that play. Way to get to the quarterback. And we've talked about Mountain View's offense, like you had mentioned, Kavish, but how about this defense? I mean, I'm looking at the roster, and there's plenty of upperclassmen, just straight juniors, seniors, 6 foot, 5'10" and above, over 180 pounds. I mean, these guys hit the weight room. They're experienced. They've played all 4 years of high school. They know what they're doing, and they have an identity.
Exactly. They've been incredibly disciplined this game. Looks like Gonzalez is taking a shot, and it is out of bounds here. It's going to be another punt here for Desert Ridge. Yeah, phenomenal defense, like we were talking about from Mountain View. So disciplined when it comes to, Desert Ridge has had a lot of motion in their offense, which can a lot of the time trick defenses, but they've really seen through everything, whether it's getting in the backfield and, what, was a 2nd and 1 for Desert Ridge turns into a 3rd and long again. And those are the plays you really can't have out on offense.
And is that motion maybe a little overcomplicating things? Perhaps, but I think they just need to stay a little bit more steadfast in their own identity if you're Desert Ridge, and
Yeah.
just be more comfortable in what they're calling.
I was also wondering that, the motion, it's working, but at the other side, it's not working when it comes to the defense. So maybe on the next few possessions for Desert Ridge, they're going to try to simple it down a little bit, try to get some, quick slants, some check downs.
Absolutely. And I like this timeout here from head coach Roy Lopez is he's ripping into his special teams unit at the moment, just giving the whole team a break as his defense prepares to go out for another Mountain View, drive as they will punt from their own 18-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to need the break here. A little under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter here. Mountain View have plenty of time to get a solid drive going.
We talked about the fans. The fans have been amazing for Desert Ridge, but how about Mountain View? Their away fans showing up in full support, really helping their team get off to this hot start.
Oh yeah, they got their band out there playing some great music. They've really been making some noise for the team. It's 4th and 11 for the Jaguars on their own 19-yard line, about to punt the ball. Good punt by Desert Ridge. And it's number 1, Zachary Galaviz, who downs the punt, and he is tackled immediately. Great punt there by Desert Ridge, pinning them at about the 30-yard line.
That's Esquivel there. It's an amazing punt, taking a Desert Ridge bounce to mark Mountain View just short of that 30-yard line and make them earn this drive. We spoke a little bit about the discipline, Kavish. You see the sideline for Desert Ridge, right? There's less players as opposed to Mountain View's sideline. Do you think that a lot of Mountain View's discipline could come from the amount of options that they have, on the field and on the bench? I mean, when you're forced to have competition for those starting positions, it makes you better.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, it's always going to be a benefit for you when you have more players. You just have more options, more plays to run, more substitutions. As looks to be a drop there on offense. But, conversely, when you look at who's been the main playmakers for Mountain View, it's been Reese Bodley, it's been Brady Goodman. So it's been a handful of players. So, I think it helps definitely to have a bigger team. But at the end of the day, it's who's making the plays on the field.
And a good idea there from Goodman as he tried to hit Porter Willem, his tight end, in the flat on that out route. But I agree, Kavish.
A 2nd and 10 here for Mountain View. And they give it to Bodley up the middle again, who has space. And he gets the first down and is close to the 50-yard line. Another great play by Bodley. Just when Desert, Ridge seems to, get a good stop on first down, get a good stop on second down, it's been Bodley who is, making space up the middle, breaking tackles. And it's not like these are gains of 5-10 yards. He's making, 20+ yard runs. If he gets in space, it's hard to take him down. 1st and 10 here for Mountain View. Empty set. And a throw and catch. Great play there.
Great pass by Goodman. The flag is thrown.
Caught made by Mikey Sumko. Let's see what the flag is.
Just getting back to that throw. Great throw as Sumko wasn't even breaking out of his route yet. And the ball was already being prepared to be delivered to Sumko.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how many times Mountain View runs this bootleg play. And it keeps working, which really surprises me because you think, Desert Ridge's defense has been pretty solid. The score might not indicate that, but what we've seen, I'd like to think they've been pretty good. They just have really not caught on to that bootleg play, whether they're running out to the left or right. And it's really been detrimental for them.
Absolutely, as a face mask call was called on Desert Ridge, which just adds on yards to the end of that play from Mountain View.
Quick screen pass out to number 1, Sumko. Makes a great spin move. And is still on his feet for the touchdown. Incredible play there made by Mikey Sumko. Wow, what a play there, right?
Absolutely, Kavish. I mean, it starts with Goodman there. The ball was out of his hands before Galaviz was turned to it. I mean, great adjustment by Galvez to get that ball in his hands and with the yards after catch, spin move, make a defender miss, and dive for the goal line. Incredible play effort, playmaking abilities by this Toro offense so far, and fourth touchdown of the game in this first half.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, Galaviz there on the play there. But can we just talk about the receiver options that Mountain View has had tonight? Whether we're talking about Zachary Galaviz, Mikey Sumko, Taylor Arnett, they have numerous options to go to when they're throwing the ball. And, you know, it's evident as the score is 28-0.
Absolutely. And we haven't even mentioned number 14, junior wide receiver Steve Meadow. He's been huge for their offense in previous games. Just wait for him to have his impact on this one. But you mentioned it before, Goodman having those rollout plays really allows for him to, not only go with options over the air, but maybe scramble out of the pocket, gain some yards with his own feet. I mean, we're yet to see that so far just because of this Desert Ridge defense not applying too much pressure. But when you have quarterbacks on the rollout like that, it gives them options to make plays.
Yeah, and they for sure they caught Desert Ridge's defense off guard there. A lot of their throwing plays, like we've been talking about, rollouts, kind of letting the receivers settle in, find a soft spot in the zone or man coverage. But there, he just got the ball out lightning quick, and Galaviz was able to make a play there. Phenomenal play. As Mountain View is about to kick off, it's about 3:30 to go in the second quarter.
Not too windy here, Kavish. I don't know how that ball fell down.
Give Desert Ridge's offense a little bit more time to figure out what they want to do on offense. This kickoff is underway. And Desert Ridge will field the kickoff. And it is a solid return past the 20, but another flag on the play. Seen a few flags on these special teams plays tonight.
Absolutely, but great kick by Gerard there. As Desert Ridge will look to start its drive on this 20-yard line, depending on this flag. Nope, they're going to be backed up 10 yards to their own 10-yard line.
And that's just a killer, especially when the offense hasn't been able to, really do much at all on offense, moving down the field, getting pushed back to, their own territory. It looks to be about the 10-yard line where they're spotting the ball. Just makes it even tougher.
Yeah, if your quarterback, Andre Gonzalez, the senior, what can you get going for your offense here? I mean, nothing has worked so far this first half. You've got to make something happen if you're leading this offense out on the field.
Yeah, if I'm Desert Ridge, I might look to take a deep shot here. The run game's not been working too well. Quick passes, who knows? And Gonzalez is taken down for a sack. Great play there made by Mountain View.
Absolutely, and nobody was open. None of his receivers could get free from these Mountain View cornerbacks as another flag is thrown. Should be interesting to see what they call here, as Desert Ridge is already as backed up as they could be.
Yeah, another flag here for Desert Ridge would make it really tough. So a flag on Desert Ridge, but Mountain View opts to decline the penalty as they had a good play on first down.
And a respectable call there from Mountain View head coach Andy Litton. Is Desert Ridge already struggling.
Desert Ridge backed up to their own 10-yard line, 2nd and 10. They get the ball out quick. And a good play made there by number 7, Michael Alvarado, who we really seen get most of the catches, most of the runs tonight. He's been, carrying a lot of the workload on offense.
Absolutely. And the reason being is because he's been reliable. He's able to catch the ball and make a man miss when he does. So important third down here. Will they get it to him again?
3rd and 3 here for Desert Ridge on their own 17-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left. Coming up on 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. See if Desert Ridge can keep this drive going. And there's a ton of movement at the line. See if they're going to get this on the offensive or defensive line here. This would be a huge break for Desert Ridge if it was a neutral zone infraction.
And should it go against Mountain View, I mean, what a call by Desert Ridge. If that hard count ended up working, not having too much going on. But it is against Desert Ridge.
Yeah, just as we were saying that, it goes against Desert Ridge, and that's an absolute killer.
Just shooting themselves in the foot on that one as they would go from 3rd and short to 3rd and long.
Yeah, from the kickoff alone, I mean, I believe it's been 3 penalties, nearly back to back to back. And, you know, it's really impossible to get anything going on offense when you have these penalties moving the ball back. 3rd and 8 here for Desert Ridge on the 11-yard line. Gonzalez back to throw. And he's going deep. And it is deflected. Great play there by number 8, Brody Anderson. Great ball there by Gonzalez, but, you know, it was really a one-on-one matchup, and Mountain View came away with it.
Yeah, and you see the pressure got to Gonzalez, was still able to get that ball off to his potential wide receiver, just cut out by Brody Anderson. Great defensive play by the safety. And now Desert Ridge forced to punt again.
Yeah, a tough possession there by Desert Ridge, but, you know, that deep ball, it did seem to catch them off guard a little bit. That's probably the furthest pass Gonzalez has thrown tonight. And I'd say it was about a 50-50 chance there for either the receiver to come down with the ball. So maybe, you know, after regrouping at halftime, we might see them going downfield a little bit more in the second half.
Absolutely, as Desert Ridge will take a timeout here. Again, not mad at the play calling from head coach Roy Lopez. He gave his player an opportunity there to make a play.
You know, a little earlier in the game, you mentioned that, you know, some of the play calling, while it's been good, might be a little overcomplicated. We've seen a few drives since then. What are your thoughts on that now, Roman?
Yeah, they're just not. It seems like there's nothing too impressive from the players' point of view. I mean, they haven't remained steadfast or patient in their play calling. Yes, I like the play calls, but nothing's been open for them. They haven't been able to get any momentum. I like the tempo from both teams, but when it comes to Desert Ridge, they always get to that 3rd and short, and they're just not able to cross that line. And it's been like that for numerous drives. So when it gets to that point, something's got to change. You know, you can't look uniform. You can't look the same, you know, over and over. So.
Yeah, and Coach Lopez can really only do so much from the sidelines. You know, even if he, you know, calls a great play, how many penalties did we see there by the offense? So they're really shooting themselves in the foot here as they're punting from their own end zone. Back to return is number 1, Zachary Galaviz, who had the last touchdown for Mountain View. Good play there made by number 11 on Desert Ridge, Cody Judd. But there is a flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
That's the free safety and backup quarterback in Judd. Incredible effort on the tackle there. And I'm interested to see how this Mountain View Toro offense will do in a 2-minute offense right before halftime. Can they put up their 5th touchdown or some more points before they head into the locker room?
Yeah, 28-0 here. I'm sure the playbook's wide open. You know, I was just about to say, you know, what Reese Bodley, their running backs, had a phenomenal game, and that's been true. But conversely, their wide receivers have also had phenomenal games as well. So they can really, you know, whether they want to run it, throw the ball, they've had success either way. So I'm sure we're going to see a mix of both here on this possession for Mountain View.
And if you are Mountain View head coach Andy Litton, you have to be careful as well. You know, these are your starters. You want to make sure that you're taking care of them heading into next week and for the rest of the season, as they will have a huge part to play going forward.
1st and 10 for Mountain View on their own 45. Another draw to the left for Bodley, who has a 1st down, is able to get out of bounds. Great gain there, about 13 yards.
Smart play by Bodley as he looked to gain what he could get and got out of bounds as 1:45 remains in this 1st half. Keeping an eye on the clock.
Yeah, there looked to be a play, the exact play we saw earlier in the game on a crucial 3rd and 9 for Mountain View. They had a little delayed running back draw play there, And it worked again. 2 receivers for the left for Mountain View, 1st and 10 on the Desert Ridge side of the field. They're going deep. Goodman has Galaviz, and it is a catch.
What a catch by Zachary Galaviz, as Goodman hit him over the top on that one, firing his offensive lineman up. Galaviz ready to go.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get on SportsCenter top 10 this week. He's had some incredible plays this game. 1st and 10 here. Goodman throwing it, and it is sails out of bounds. Seems to be a little miscommunication there by him and his receiver, making it 2nd and 10 on the Desert Ridge 10-yard line.
Just some miscommunication there between Goodman and Sumco, as Goodman thought he was going to go a little further into the end zone, but Sumco coming back on that route, still not over that previous catch by Galaviz. I mean, had that been a little bit closer to him, we would have been saying another touchdown for Mountain View.
Yeah, great play made there. As they're knocking in on another touchdown here. Receiver in motion. And they give it to Goodman, who walks right into the end zone. Phenomenal play call there. You know, Galaviz had gotten the ball quite a bit on this drive, and it looks to be like they're going to hand it off to him. But the QB keeps it right up the middle, nearly untouched.
I think he fooled everybody in the stadium with that play. Goodman keeping the ball, like you said, not giving it to Galaviz, as he came up with that highlight play to extend the drive, and Mountain View Toro is able to punch it in right before half.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Desert Ridge, play calling, but how about the play calling from, Coach Litton? Phenomenal play call there, really the whole game, getting all of his playmakers involved in this game. Oh, and it looks to be a blocked kick here.
You're right, Kavish. Play calling from Litton has been nearly flawless. I mean, aside from getting to those 3rd downs, which they did end up converting on, it's been, quite perfect and quite a game plan for Litton, Goodman, Bodley, Sumco, and Galaviz.
Yeah, Litton's team has blown this game wide open. I mean, they're up 34-0. A little more than a minute to go in the 2nd quarter here, as Desert Ridge is going to be getting the ball back. It's been really tough for them. I'd say, besides that blocked extra point they've had, that's been one of the better plays they've had this game, which is not really what you want to hear. But, another new drive, a new potential, work out some kinks on offense, see if they can get down the field.
Absolutely. And they knew coming into this one that it was going to be tough. I mean, Mountain View has played some really good competition so far in their first 4 games of the season. Desert Ridge's schedule, not any easier, but when you are coming into a game against a team that travels well and plays well on the road, and you're at home, I mean, some of that can be a little fear-inducing. So can they get something going at least for their dignity in the second half?
Yeah. Well, we're going to see here. Minute 12 to go in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if Desert Ridge opts to take, a more conservative approach, run the ball out, or whether they're hungry to get some points on the board and they take a shot like they did on their last drive. Mountain View to kick off. It's a low kick here, and Desert Ridge is going to leave it for a touchback. Desert Ridge offense is huddling up with their head coach.
We spoke about discipline, Kavish. I like Mountain View's preparation, both on offense and defense. They always seem to be the first ones out on the field when it comes to playing on both sides of the ball. They're ready for each and every play, each and every drive, and I think a lot of that has contributed to their success.
Yeah, I think they've certainly done their due diligence tonight. They must have been watching a lot of game tape of Desert Ridge coming into this game, as they've really had answers for everything. Gonzalez back to throw. It's a quick pass out to the left, and a good play made there by number 20. Perez Tenorio.
Good catch by Tenorio. We've said his name a few times already in this first half. And way to get the ball out if you're Andre Gonzalez.
Quick screen pass out to the right. And another good gain there. This time to number 88, Pereira with the catch.
Some good conservative play calling here from Desert Ridge as they're just getting some tempo. The clock is winding down as we're just under 25 seconds. Just looking to get into halftime without making any more mistakes and conceding any more points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is what we were just talking about. You know, the offense might have been a little too complex. You know, obviously, in the position they want to be heading into half, but, get a few positive plays, get you something to talk about at halftime, maybe to spark a little offense in the second half.
Alvarado gets the last catch of the half. He's been crucial for this Desert Ridge offense, putting up majority of the yardage for them.
And looks to be interesting here, with just 3 seconds to go in the first half. We have a timeout by Desert Ridge. Any reason why Coach Lopez might have done that, Roman?
Yeah, not too sure here, Kavish, but maybe they'll go ahead and punt just to end this one off, but not too sure as it'll give Mountain View an opportunity to return should they want the opportunity to.
Well, did they get the first down on the play there? It looked like they had a positive gain. I can't be sure, but maybe, I mean, they have the ball, so who knows? Maybe they'll try to Hail Mary, some trickery here.
Might have just gotten it. I think you're right, Kavish. That was Alvarado with the extension to move the chains, and 3 seconds. Maybe he took a timeout here as, we're seeing 4 wide receivers out. Maybe he wants to go with streaks up the field and see if something, Hail Mary can happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. Gonzalez feeling pressure, and he just lets it loose, but there is a flag on the play.
There's zeros on the board now, but great pressure from number 44 from Mountain View, Ryan Kirk, the defensive end, applying the pressure to Gonzalez as he was about to make that throw.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons, even though we've advocated for some deeper throws, is Gonzalez really hasn't had time in the pocket to let plays develop. The Mountain View defensive line has constantly been pressuring him all night, making his life pretty tough. So, when you're being hounded nearly every play, when you draw back, it's going to make moving the ball down the field a lot tougher.
Yeah, and they'll put some more time up on the clock here, but you're absolutely right, Kavish. It honestly boils down to that offensive line of Desert Ridge needing to give Gonzalez some more time in that pocket so he can make a comfortable throw, because when he has made those throws, he's been quite efficient.
And last play of the first half, it's 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. There's some trickery here. Great play by Desert Ridge, probably their best of the half.
And a hook and lateral play there ended up in Alvarado's hands. He's been pretty elusive so far in this first half. Really just getting their playmakers involved. Alvarado, Lamar Stevens. Great pass by Gonzalez as we will head into halftime.
Yeah, it's, not a great half for Desert Ridge, down by 34. But, a big play like that at last play of the half, that can definitely be something that gets the offense maybe energized at halftime. But I guess we'll see. Looks to be a flag on the play here.
Dead ball. Sportsmanlike penalty against the Toros. Most likely to be assessed on the kickoff.
And it looks like they are calling it halftime, but the penalty will be enforced on the kickoff in the second half. Interesting call there. But that brings us to a close for the first half of action. Mountain View is winning 34-0. We'll be right back with you guys in the second half.
This is Marco Sagai from the Varsity Sports Show. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the ascension of Sam Darnold, the current starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. He has his team off to a 3-0 start, leading the NFC North. Nobody expected that coming into the season with the way all the other teams were talked about in that division in the offseason. So to talk about Sam Darnold, you have to provide some context. So came into the league as a high draft pick going to the New York Jets. Didn't go well. Obviously in New York, and that led to his departure. He landed in Carolina, started well with that team, but didn't end well. Leaves there and goes to San Francisco, where he was able to spend some time with Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan and was able to really learn about what it takes to win. He credits his time there, and he said he was able to learn from Brock Purdy in terms of preparation and just being in a winning environment. And that really has a lot to do with his success right now that he's experiencing with Minnesota. So he's the current NFL leader in touchdown passes with 8 on the season, leading one of the NFL's best scoring offenses. 3 weeks into the season, 28.3 points per game. That's third in the league at this point in time. He's on a 1-year deal, a 1-year prove-it deal, as many would say, to really see if he can be the guy for the Vikings. Of course, they drafted J.J. McCarthy, but a 1-year prove-it deal allows Sam Darnold with the opportunity to potentially secure something long-term if he plays well this year, which so far is looking like it. And they talk about who's this year's Baker Mayfield, who's this year's Geno Smith, and Sam Darnold could be that guy in terms of somebody that can resurrect their career and change the narrative surrounding their name. So we'll see what happens. As a Vikings fan from Minnesota, I'm hoping it continues.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiana Watchman from the University of Arizona, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. Looking into Montana Western season, they are currently sitting at the top of the Frontier Conference as defending Frontier Conference champs. The biggest game of the season so far for the Bulldogs was against number 3 ranked College of Idaho. This upset was credited to quarterback Michael Palandri with a career high of 416 passing yards against the Yotes. Montana Western has racked up 2 conference wins against College of Idaho, as well as Eastern Oregon University. A confidence boost with a win against D3 Lewis and Clark College has also prepared Montana Western as they take on ranked number 14th Southern Oregon University. Looking towards the southeast, Bethel has taken on 2 out-of-conference opponents, showing their dominant power with their 49-3 win over University of Northwestern Minnesota and a 51-30 win over University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Bethel begins season play September 28th against St. John's University. Wide receiver Joey Kidder broke records of his own, including being named the Royals' all-time touchdown reception leader with 31, and he also tied the single-game record with 4 touchdown receptions. Each team is climbing the ladder within the conference and the NAIA and are receiving deserving national recognition. That's it from Kiana Watchman. Please follow my ex at KWatchmanNews, and I hope y'all have a great day.
Hi, this is Jameer Johnson reporting with the Varsity Sports Show. I am an Arizona State University online student reporting from Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, we are going to get into the top high school football games happening this week in Indiana. A very exciting matchup is going to be with the number 8th ranked team in Indiana, the Lawrence North Wildcats, against the number 18th ranked team, the Ben Davis Giants. Then we will have the undefeated number 3 ranked high school football team, the Warren Central Warriors, travel to the west side of town to match up against the number 19th ranked team in Indiana, the Pike Red Devils. Finally, we will have the matchup to end one of these teams' undefeated seasons. Yes, undefeated seasons will be ended with the number 1 ranked team in high school football in Indiana, the Brownsburg Bulldogs, against the number 2 ranked team, the Westfield Shamrocks. This Friday should be filled with excitement from the many high school football games there is to choose from to see exciting teams and players make amazing calls and plays. Just last week, the Warren Central Warriors went into 2 overtimes with the Ben Davis Giants. This has been Jameer Johnson with the Varsity Sports Show reporting with Arizona State University.
This is Beckett Parker List from Temple University with Varsity Sports. I am once again joined by quarterback Blake Ashudo and DN Mipam Jumper from Southern Oregon. Last time they were on the show, they were 2-0 preparing for the biggest game so far this season against 9th-ranked College of Idaho. They are now 3-0 and the 14th-ranked team in the nation. Blake, can you tell me what message you guys are sending this year to the conference and to the nation?
I think the message is that we can just really play with anybody. We beat the same team last year. They kind of brought back the same team. They were number 5, I think, when we beat them. But now we showed that we can win consistently, and we beat them this year. And jumping up in the rankings is good. And now we have a big matchup this week.
Mipam, you guys are now 3-0. You guys are the 14th ranked team in the nation. How are you guys dealing with these wins? Do you guys feel the pressure?
Yeah, we think of pressure as a privilege, so we just go day in and day out, just a smile on our face, and we just kind of chip away the grindstone every single day. Just practice makes perfect, and then we go out on Saturday, and we go win.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys for coming on. Are there any last words for the fans?
I would just say come out to the game again. NAIA football is really slept on. I think it's really good football. We're not just looking for the NIL deals and stuff. It's actual real guys that just love football. So I think it's a really good show.
Small college football is the best football. It's people who love that game so much. And, man, we got a great matchup coming up on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Raider Stadium.
This was Beckett Parker List from Temple University with Varsity Sports.
Hi, this is Kaylee Sumner with Varsity Sports Show, and I'm going to be talking about Arizona Christian Honors West Valley High School basketball team during championships. Arizona Christian men's basketball team faced St. Catherine's out of California at home Friday at 6 p.m. in the first round of the NAIA tournament. It is the second year in a row that the ACU is hosting the first 2 rounds at home. At 3 p.m. on Friday, the winning scores against the 2 teams, Antelope Valley of California scored 26 out of 4, or 26 and 4. They played against Indiana Heritage, which was 21 and 9. So that's the score that they got for the game, followed by ACU. They scored 23 out of 7 against St. Catherine's 23 to 8. Thank you so much for having me. This is Kaylee Sumner with the Varsity Sports Show, out.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sabir Abdushahid. I'm reporting from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at Temple University, right here in the city of brotherly love. As we can see that the city is always in great spirits of football, and this week is no different. We have the Philadelphia Eagles along with Jalen Hurts play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. We have seen both challenges from both teams prior to this game, as it both have resulted in 2-1 for their record. The question that's on everybody's mind, especially the Eagles fans, is will A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith be able to come back and will return for this game or any games in the near future for our franchise with the Eagles. They both have very, very grand risk of injury, and they both have been injured in the past. And this matchup and this week will be very interesting to see how Jalen Hurts will maneuver with not even his 2 most weaponized people within the field. We also have a new center who's going to also have to show out and show off as he always should be, as Jason Kelsey has retired. We have seen that the Eagles have clutched a win against the New Orleans Saints last week, with Hurts throwing for 311 yards and Saquon Barkley getting 2 touchdowns within this game. And we can see that this has been a very big adjustment for the Eagles, as they do not have A.J. Brown this season so far yet. But they had Devontae Smith, but he got injured, unfortunately, during the New Orleans Saints game. As we always say, fly, Eagles, fly. This is Sabir Abdushahid reporting from Philadelphia, right here, right now at Temple University. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome, everybody. We are back at Desert Ridge High School. The second half is moments away from kicking off. So, Roman, we had a pretty eventful first half. A lot of scoring on one side, by Mountain View, but Desert Ridge wasn't able to get much going, when they had the ball. If you're Desert Ridge, what are you trying to get going coming out of the half?
Yeah, I think it all falls on the quarterback. You had mentioned not bad play calling from head coach Roy Lopez, but Andre Gonzalez, I mean, you've had several drives that have led to third and short. You got to just put the ball in your hands, the game in your hands, and make a decisive play to get your team over that hump and come up with some sort of successful drive in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. I think, they tried a lot of different plays in the first half. It's not that they didn't have the ball. They had the ball plenty of times. What set them back really was the penalties, and I think, a lot of miscommunication on offense. Their last possession of the first half actually was working pretty well when they were simplifying the offense. A lot of quick throws, a lot of out routes. They even had that hook and ladder play to end the half. So, I think if they keep it simple, they do have playmakers. Michael Alvarado is a player to keep an eye on. He's been a good player for Desert Ridge in the first half. Oh, and it looks like a surprise onside kick here. Oh, and I think Desert Ridge has that. It looks like Mountain View definitely got a hand on that football.
Absolutely, Kavish.
Let's see if they come away with it.
Recovered by number 1, Galvez.
And they say Mountain View comes away with that one as they just escaped that surprise onside kick.
Yeah, that is brutal for them. I mean, that couldn't have worked, better for Desert Ridge. The Mountain View player got a hand to it, and from our perspective, it looked like Desert Ridge had two players on top of the ball. I'm actually pretty surprised to hear that Galaviz was able to recover it, but nonetheless, doesn't hurt Desert Ridge too much as Mountain View starting the ball 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
Absolutely, and that's a great way to start this second half, catching your opponent on a trick play like that. Hopefully it gives your defense a little bit of confidence coming into the second half.
Yeah, I think Coach Lopez is sending a message that his team's not going to go down easily. And another great run there by Reese Bodley, who's really had a phenomenal night tonight.
Saw the spin move at the end of that play, really just imposing his will on the ground. I'm excited to see what the stat sheet will look like for Bodley after this game, as he's really put Mountain View on his back.
Oh, for sure. I think we're definitely looking at a triple-digit game for him. I mean, he's been great in the run game and the passing game. So we have a flag here.
See the sideline referee pointing toward Desert Ridge's bench.
Yeah,
but it looks like it'll go against Mountain View.
Most likely a false start here, but the referees have not.
Good ball.
Yeah, well, it's penalty on Mountain View, and they're getting pushed back. Slightly negating the impressive run there by Bodley. Oh, see some confusion from both sides of the ball here. They're finally getting it set. 1st and 25 here for Mountain View. Buleg out to the right. Goodman has a receiver on the sideline, but it is broken up. Great play there made by number 13, Lamar Stevens on Desert Ridge. We've said his name a few times tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, incredible adjustment. Textbook corner play there as he prevents his man and Galaviz from catching that one. Galaviz has been very impactful for the Toros so far in this game, is primarily toward the later end of that second half of that huge catch that would eventually lead to a Mountain View touchdown. But great effort by Stevens. And now here's a 2nd and long for Mountain View.
Yeah, Desert Edge has given up some big plays today, but their secondary has been pretty impressive. Braylon Sargent. And another stop there by Desert Ridge. Defense is coming out to play in the second half.
They were more patient there. They didn't get outblocked. They didn't get outrun, outskilled by Bodley. Held their own, and 3rd and long, very crucial for this Desert Ridge defense if they want to get off the field and give their offense a chance of tacking some points on the board.
Yeah, normally in most 3rd and 20 scenarios, I'd feel pretty confident in the defense, but Mountain View's offense has been pretty lethal tonight, so never know what you're going to see. Goodman drops back to pass. He's got a lot of time, and it is over the head of number 2, Mikey Simcoe.
Goodman, possibly the 2nd time ball has sailed him so far in this game. He's been incredibly accurate and efficient, but that one just a little too tall for Simcoe. Fortunate to not have any Desert Ridge safety in the area to pick that one off, and this is a Mountain View punt.
Yeah. No, besides that big run by Bodley, I don't think Desert Ridge could have come out any better in the second half. Got a good stop on defense, but, they've gotten stops. The main thing is whether their offense can start sustaining their drives and getting some points on the board. Mountain View to punt. High punt and a fair catch called by number 13, excuse me, Lamar Stevens.
And a good punt there by Gerard. Desert Ridge. You saw the special teams player, Rylan Sargent, almost getting hit by that ball. And looks like Desert Ridge will start on the 22nd yard line. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, and this Desert Ridge drive has been incredibly interesting. Backed up in their own territory here as they are at the 24-yard line on 3rd and 8. Can they get this first down to extend their drive, as it's the first drive of the second half? New quarterback in for Desert Ridge, as it looks to be Cody Judd, the 5'9" senior. Judd scrambling out of the pocket. Hi, Tex. That's Gunnar Brewer, sorry, the sophomore, 5'11" sophomore. And a great adjustment by Brewer. But a flag on the play as Desert Ridge offensive lineman gets called for a holding, and that will make this 3rd and even longer. What can Brewer and Roy Lopez devise here for this offense as he gets the play from his head coach and heads back to the huddle? Interesting point to note here, as Mountain View's defense doesn't let up many points in the games that they have played so far. We spoke a little bit earlier about their offensive power and how much they're able to put on the board offensively, but they don't concede much. And a good pass from Brewer to his tight end, Andrew Hines. That'll bring up 4th and medium. But as they're backed up in their own territory, Desert Ridge, the Jaguars will look to punt here. And Esquivel has had some impressive punts, backing up Mountain View, forcing them to have long drives. As it is Galaviz to return. Esquivel gets that one off, and what a punt it is for N, as this is taking a Jaguar bounce all the way down to the 11-yard line. Roy Lopez, head coach of the Jaguars, has got to be happy with his punter after that one. What a punt. As head coach Andy Litton and his Mountain View Toro offense huddles up. Currently 34-0 with 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in this third quarter. Brady Goodman and this squad will be backed up into their own 10-yard line or so. Interesting to see, will they hand it off to running back Reese Bodley, who's been very impressive all game, Kavish?
Yeah, 1st and 10 for Mountain View on their own 10-yard line. First time they've been backed up this much this game. Immediate flag on the play, but good run there by Bodley.
See the confidence in his running back by head coach Andy Litton for this Mountain View squad.
Yeah, Litton does not look happy about that penalty. And it's a false start on the offense.
And if you're head coach Roy Lopez for the Jaguars, are you looking to bring some pressure here as Mountain View? This is the first time really where Mountain View's been backed up to their own goal line.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's thinking about right now. I mean, they haven't been able to pressure Goodman as much as I'm sure they've hoped tonight. So, 1st and 15 at their own 5-yard line, if they can able to get home, possibly get a safety here, get their first points on the board. Quick pass to the right. And a good play made there.
Absolutely, and that creates some more breathing room for Mountain View. Makes it second and manageable. Good read by both Goodman and his receiver to get some space on that play.
Bringing up a 2nd and 6 here for the Toros. Another screen pass out to the left. This time caught by, making some moves here and breaking some tackles. What a play by number 13, Talon Arnett. And that is a touchdown. What a play by the receiver there. He's statistically their best receiver coming into this game. We haven't called his name a ton tonight besides that incredible touchdown catch, but what a play there made by Arnett.
He refused to go down there. Something that should be noted is wide receiver Mikey Sumko, the senior, running alongside Arnett to make that block on number 13 for Desert Ridge, Lamar Stevens. He's been active for the Jaguars, but Sumko making that block, ensuring that Arnett can get into the end zone no problem. And wow, what a display from Mountain View so far in this game.
Yeah, I don't think any of us saw that from up here. What seemed to be, either a miscommunication or, and man, that's 2 extra points that haven't gone the way of Mountain View. I'm sure they're going to want to clean that up going into next week. But regardless, phenomenal play there by Arnett. Seemed to be a gain of about 10, but he's making defenders miss and turned it into a very long touchdown there. That makes the lead 40. Mountain View. We'll be right back with the kickoff. No, I was calling We're back with the kickoff here. Desert Ridge down 40. Let's see what they can make happen with the football. About 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Returned by number 7, Michael Alvarado, for solid gain.
Yeah, Alvarado's been a bright spot for the Jaguars in this game.
And he puts them just past the 25.
You like to see the home crowd still remaining in their seats and in the stands to support their team despite the current outcome of the game.
Yeah, loyal fans here. You know, just from the atmosphere, energy in this stadium, you can tell that they want to see some points on the board. Drop catch there. Intended for number 3, Ashton Fullen.
Good throw by Brewer there.
Yeah, so, you know, Desert Ridge made a change at QB. They bring in, you know, number 11, Cody Judd, the senior. What have you seen from him in his limited snaps so far?
Yeah, that's actually been number 18, Gunnar Brewer, the sophomore quarterback. I think having had Andre Gonzalez in the whole game, you know, not too many drives going your way. Why not give an opportunity, you know, to the youth, somebody that could have a chance at extending some drives for you?
Yeah, excuse me, Gunnar Brewer. Left-handed quarterback gets taken down there for a sack by number 55 on Mountain View, Tom Powell.
Great job by Powell there. Super aggressive on the defensive front just to bypass those offensive linemen. And another 3rd and long for the Jaguars here at home. It's just been an unfortunate night for them. Not bad play calling, but just seemed to not be able to absorb that pressure that Mountain View is putting on them. And you can see the results of it on the field.
Very consistent play from Mountain View's defense here. Good throw out to the left, and it's just past the hands of the receiver there.
That one a little bit high for Alvarado, but I'm not disappointed in Brewer there. That was a good idea. Plenty of sling behind the ball.
Oh, for
that
sure.
One just goes incomplete.
Yeah, he earns the name Gunner for sure. I mean, he got some zip on that ball. Unable to make it happen there. The Jaguars. Jaguars to punt here. Returning is number 1, Zachary Galaviz. Good punt. Good catch there by Galaviz. Able to get a solid return past the 50, and he's still on his feet, and he gets tripped around the 25-yard line of Desert Ridge, but there's a flag on the play.
Good tackle. He might have been going all the way had that tackle not been made. Should be interesting to see what the officials call here, but Galaviz has been incredibly efficient and excellent play all night long.
You know, it's still early in the season, you know, with this being, you know, the 5th game of the season, but just looking at Mountain View's team and who's been producing tonight, Zachary Galaviz, Mikey Sumko, Reese Bodley, who's come into an unexpected role tonight and has played phenomenal. Their QB Brady Goodman, and we haven't even mentioned Talon Arnett. Their offensive pieces, they really can go anywhere on the field, can't they, Roman?
Yeah, and you're mentioning it there. Big players step up in big games, and this is a big game for them on the road. I mean, obviously, maybe not against the toughest competition, but a game on the road is a game on the road nonetheless. And they've shown out exceptionally well, putting up 40 points so far as we're winding down in this third quarter. And I'm excited to see what's in store for the rest of this game for all those players that you just mentioned.
Yeah, 1st and 10. On Desert Ridge's 40-yard line. Goodman going deep. And it is just out of the reach of number 14, Steve Meto. That looked like a beautiful ball from our perspective. It looked like it was going to hit him right in stride, but it was was just out of the hands. It was, you know, a near touchdown there.
And I mentioned it not too long ago. Steve Meadow, he's somebody that hasn't really gotten too many touches in this game, but you saw the route running there as he was able to avoid his defender, Cody Judd, rather. And that one just goes slightly incomplete, but good pass by Goodman, as that one was nearly on the dot.
Yeah, great route by Meadow. He might have taken it personal that I didn't mention him as one of their options there, but he's a great player for them nonetheless. And they're getting it out to their running back, just out of the hands of Bodley. So we have a quick 3rd and 10 here for the Toros.
Should be interesting to see what Litton comes up with, as if they want to extend this drive, they're going to have to come up with something creative. Will it be a handoff to Bodley, or will they go over the air?
Yeah, I think, you know, if I was in I would probably put the ball in the hands of Brady Goodman. You know, Bodley's done a phenomenal job running the ball this game, but I think Goodman's, you know, 6'4", 210 pounds. He's a big QB, and he's been able to make some deep throws this game, put it right on the hands of the receiver, see if he can make a play. Decides to take off, and he targets Steve Meadow, who drops the ball. Would have been a first down there.
Yeah, it just hasn't been his game in terms of being targeted and really coming away with any positive output. But again, got to remain in there, keep your head up. And if you're Steve Meadow, you're going to get more opportunities, not only in this game, but down the line. You know, you have plenty of options if you're Mountain View and Galavies and Sumco and even Bodley. So just remaining confident that when it's your time to step up, you will do so.
And it looks like Mountain View staying on the field. 4th and 10 here on the opponent's 40. Receiver in motion, Galaviz. And a flag on the play.
Looks like that'll be a delay of game. Took a little bit too long to get the snap off on that one, but you're right, Kavish. It's at the point in the game where you don't really need to punt anymore if you're Mountain View. Your lead is quite extensive, and just make your playmakers get some first downs.
Coach Litton's not happy about that, understandably. I mean, coaches like these are what take teams far into the postseason, and you know, you could be up 40-0, 50-0. It's these little mistakes that you know, are the things you're going to want to correct. Goodman back to throw. The same play to Meadow, and this time he makes the catch. That looked like almost the exact same play that Meadow dropped a play earlier. Am I correct there? I believe so.
Absolutely, Kavish. And you see the official on the far side is they will move the chains. And I spoke about Meadow not necessarily having the best output in this game, not being targeted too much, but he just stepped up when his team needed him to. And you mentioned it before, Litton not too happy with the penalties, the delay of game. We'll probably hear about that in the post-game press conference or interview that we will get with him. And just how can they clean those up heading into their next games?
Yeah, but how about Meadow making up for his drop, coming back crucially on 4th down, and a great catch there by number 2, Mikey Sumko, with another first down, moving the chains.
Good elusive play by Sumko as he caught the ball on the slant there, getting some positive yardage. And it's getting interesting here for Mountain View as they get closer and closer to the Jaguars' red zone.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door of another touchdown this game, and it looks like maybe a timeout here. The players are coming off the field.
See Sumko bending over on the sideline there. Maybe coming away from that play a little bit hurt, but heading into the 4th quarter, players holding up for
Yeah, while we're here, also wanted to give a shout out to our Varsity Live post-game show. Me and Roman are both going to be on both the radio shows respectively, talking about this game, and you know, for some great coverage of all the high school Arizona football games in the area. Be sure to tune in.
Mine will be with Mason Byers, very inspirational, smart colleague of ours. You know, we have him in a few classes, so love to chop it up with him, especially when it comes to these games that we cover for Varsity.
Yeah, it's going to be great content. I'm going to be talking with one of the only Vince Delicio of Varsity Sports, so tune in tonight. Going to be some great content. And we are back with the fourth quarter of action. Mountain View is banging on the door of another touchdown here. 1st and 10 on the opponent's 14-yard line. Goodman back to throw. All time in the pocket, and he is not able to find the receiver. Looked to be a little wheel route there by number 1, Zachary Galaviz. Certainly had an impressive night tonight.
Good idea to try to hit him on that fade route into the end zone, but Galaviz looking for a flag there, just couldn't quite get around the defender. Good defense by Desert Ridge. And, we spoke about how many points Mountain View had put up so far this season with those incredibly high-scoring games. One of them going all the way to 65 points in their win on the road at Valley Vista. They put up 184 points in total so far, excluding this game, and that's just through 4 games. So with this one, it'll be 5, and, they're 40 points so far. Obviously not the end of the game, but that'll take them to north of 200, close to that 220 mark. That's averaging nearly 50 points a game, Kavish. It's incredible, and a lot of that credit has to be to their head coach, Andy Litton, who has really done an incredible job putting together a good offense and a disciplined defense.
Yeah, offense has been really amazing for them to start the season. Can only imagine how lethal it's going to be when you get running back Beckham Barney back. Goodman back to throw on 3rd down, and it is over the head of the receiver. Bringing up 4th down here. We'll likely see the field goal unit come out.
Good idea there by Goodman. Just a little bit too much power on that throw. We've seen that a few times, but a lot of the time the problem is, the quarterback won't have enough power or enough sling behind those balls. So not something to be too disappointed with.
Yeah, that's certainly not an issue for Goodman. We've talked about Goodman. We've talked about the receivers, the running back group. I think we should give a little highlight to the offensive line. I feel like Goodman's had all day to throw tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, 1 or less times I've seen him actually being pressured this game. And an unfortunate break on defense, and it's a touchdown for Mountain View. A deflection in double coverage that happens to go into the hands of a Mountain View receiver, and that's kind of summed up a good portion of, what Desert Ridge has provided on defense at points.
Yeah, the ball intended for Sumco, but defender tipped the ball and just falls right into the hands of none other than Zachary Galaviz, who has been one of the star players of this game for this Mountain View offense, just being in the right place at the right time, and Mountain View with the opportunity to extend the lead here.
Yeah, I believe that's his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's had a phenomenal performance here tonight. That brings the score to 47-0 with about 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, offensive line's been so impressive, whether the running game, the passing game. They really just, had Goodman's back the entire night, allowing him to do whatever he wants.
Absolutely, Kavish. And, a lot of those guys have played with Goodman, the entirety of their 3 or 4 years at Mountain View. Most of this Mountain View roster entirely upperclassmen, juniors, seniors, big boys on that front line protecting Goodman. And he has a good relationship with them. As you can see, their body language on the field as they get into every huddle and into every play with that tempo, they're always on the same page. So that's always nice to see that good relationship between your quarterback and your offensive line who's protecting you throughout the game.
Yeah. And, these relationships don't come together within a day. These are the product, we're talking, upperclassmen. I'm sure, training and all during the off season, the summer, I'm sure this upcoming week, all of this work is prepared, the offensive line and quarterback cohesion, the routes between the receivers. So I think one thing we can all say in this at Desert Ridge tonight is that whether it's offense or defensive side of the ball, Mountain View is one of the more disciplined teams we've seen. Mountain View to kick off here. 7:30 to go in the 4th quarter. Desert Ridge will leave it for a touchback.
Just an important note as well for both teams. The special teams has been exceptional. Desert Ridge hasn't necessarily had the best game, but their punter in Esquivel has really forced Mountain View to earn a lot of their drives, like the one that they just had. But kicker Joe Girard for the Toros as well has done his part in not allowing any spark plays for this Desert Ridge Jaguar special team, especially when it comes to kickoffs.
Yeah, Escobar's had a great game. But when it comes to punters, you almost don't want to mention their name. And he's been on the field a ton tonight. I'm sure it's been about 7 to 10 punts in that range. So he has had a great game, but I'm sure that's someone they don't want to be playing as much. And a good run here by the quarterback, number 18, Gunnar Brewer. See if Brewer can spark some offense into this team.
Good job from him as he gets the next play and goes into the huddle from his head coach, Roy Lopez, and starting quarterback, Andre Gonzalez. Always good to see your starter, despite not getting the playing time, being active in the play calling when it comes to the functionality of that offense.
Yeah, he's been talking to the backup a lot. Great camaraderie between the teammates. And a jet sweep handoff to number 7, Michael Alvarado. Stopped behind the line. Great play by Mountain View. Mountain View has really not had it with any of these, whether it's a jet sweep, jet pass play, and really any sort of trickery at all. They have been ready for it.
We had a chance of seeing Galaviz on the field there. Said his name a lot on the offensive side of things, but able to help get in on that stop, and important third down here for Desert Ridge.
A true dual player. 3rd and 8 for Desert Ridge on their 22-yard line. Brewer hands it off up the middle. And a solid run close to the sticks by Jarrell Price. And the chains are moving for the Jaguars. Interesting call there. I mean, pretty much. They've had a lot of 3rd, 4th downs tonight we've seen where they're throwing the ball. I think they definitely caught off Mountain View with the run there.
Absolutely, and maybe not the expected play call, but one that was needed, and helps move the sticks here and gives you a fresh pair of downs.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Jaguars on their 31-yard line. Coming up on 4:30 to go in the 4th quarter. And a run up the middle by Brewer. Opted to keep the handoff for a good gain.
I like that aggressiveness from the quarterback. A lot of the times, this team has opted to hand the ball off to their running back or receivers in motion, but Brewer taking the initiative and saying, no, this one's mine, as he pushed forward for 9.
Yeah, I like that play call by Coach Lopez. Just about 2 plays earlier, we see them do kind of a similar motion where they hand it off to the receiver, and it looked like Mountain View was ready for the receiver if he was going to get the handoff, but smart play there by Brewer, keeping the ball whether it was designed or not, and he's able to make a play happen. 2nd and 1. Brewer back to throw. He's facing pressure, able to dump it off to his running back. And a good gain there by number 32, Jarrell Price.
Good back-to-back play calls from Coach Lopez as they hit Price on a little slit screen, as the offensive linemen allow the Mountain View defensive line to slip through, and Brewer just hitting Price over the top for that one, and a good 10 yards.
And that brings them across midfield here. 1st down on the Toro 45.
And you hate to say that this has probably been their most successful drive thus far, but always positives as it comes late in the game.
Another handoff to the running back for a gain of about 3. That's Price again with the carry. I think you're right, Roman. I think this has been their most impressive drive of the game. Sure, not what they want, being down 47, but nonetheless, there are always takeaways you can bring in the next week. And I'm sure they're going to want to, I'm definitely sure that all the fans here, I mean, the stadium's still pretty packed out right now. I'm sure the fans and the players all want to go home, put some points on the board.
Absolutely.
2nd and 8. Receiver in motion. And another handoff up the middle for Price.
Like you mentioned, Kabish, the whole team, I mean, they obviously all want to see points on the board. as we get closer to 2 minutes left in this game. Win or lose, they're obviously coming into this game 0-4, likely headed to 0-5, being down 47-0 in this fourth quarter. But there's always takeaways, and what can you adjust? What can you fix week in, week out in new competition? New competition brings new opportunity to learn and get better.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Jaguars are facing a 3rd and 8. Brewer back to throw and nearly intercepted by number 21 on Mountain View, Myron Christensen, who was definitely upset at himself for not making the play. And to make it worse, there's a holding on the field by the Jaguars. Interesting decision there. I mean, really, there are two schools of thought. I guess you could go there. It would have been a 4th and 8 if they declined it. They're opting to accept the penalty for a 3rd and 18.
Interesting choice by Mountain View, but not letting up any easy plays. Seems like they want to come away with this one with the shutout. And, I'm not against it from that decision from Coach Litton.
3rd and 18 from their own 47-yard line. Brewer back to throw. He's facing a blitz. And, the running back was unaware of the pass being thrown, and it is picked off. And it is a pick 6 for number 14, Steve Meto, who we have been talking about on offense, making some plays recently. And he made a big play there. Complete miscommunication on the offense there.
Absolutely, Kabish. And, we spoke about his impact on offense. How about on defense now? Going the other way, the wide receiver / cornerback making his presence felt on the defensive side of things. And, man, if he wasn't able to catch the ball for a touchdown on offense, he was able to do so on defense and just extend this lead with a minute left in this game. Happy for Meadow as he gets into the end zone for that one.
Yeah. A big theme we've been covering this game for Mountain View is the players who are playing both sides of the ball. And that's just another example of how committed these players are. Meadow probably doesn't need to be in this game 47-0 up. He's one of their starters, but he comes in, talked about how disciplined this team is, and he makes a huge play there that I'm sure he's going to be happy about, and that I'm sure the team's going to be very happy about.
And the size of the squad. We alluded to it a little bit earlier, but iron sharpens iron, when you're fighting for those reps, to get those catches, to get playing time. It only makes your team better, and it makes you better as an individual. And Meadow wanting to stay in the game, especially on defense, doing a lot of the dirty work that maybe not a lot of receivers would want to do, it pays off, and he gets rewarded for it.
Yeah. That brings the lead to about 54-0 with a minute to go left in the fourth quarter. So Roman, game is about to come to an end here with about a minute left. If you could you maybe give me a player of the game here from Mountain View? I know I'm putting you on the spot here. There's about 5 different players you could go with, but who comes to your mind?
That's a great question, Kavish. And honestly, I've been ruminating about this one the whole game as, we're going to be interviewing the player of the game and, head coach Litton after the game. But I think it's got to be Bodley, as he started the game and really set the tone for this Toros squad going into the first half and entering the break. He really set the tone as, I'm excited to see his stat sheet. It's definitely going to be in the triple digits in terms of yards on the ground and receiving combined. So I'm going to have to go with Bodley, but that, does not go without mentioning Zachary Galaviz and Mikey Sumko. And obviously star quarterback Brady Goodman having their say in this game as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think this is also one of those questions where you really can't have a wrong answer. So many players on offense have been exceptional for Mountain View, but I think I would agree and give it to Bodley. If you told me before this game Brady Goodman was going to come in and have 3-4 touchdowns, I wouldn't be that surprised. But a backup coming back, really embracing that role and having an exceptional game, I think it's got to be him.
And what a problem to have when you have 4 or 5 players in the game that, all want a piece of the pie.
And Mountain View runs it up the middle here on their last drive of the game. Let's see if they opt to run any more plays here. And it looks like they're going to run it out. Yeah, so as the game comes to a close, we've had a great night here at Desert Ridge. Some great football being played from Mountain View. Desert Ridge still hungry to get that, first win in this 24 season for them. A lot of takeaways from this game, but I think they can come back stronger. But, we've had a great game of action tonight, haven't we, Roman?
Absolutely, Kanish. It's been a pleasure to be alongside you for this call, and excellent performance from Mountain View. Excited to see what the remainder of their season has in store, and overall great job by head coach Andy Litton. And for Desert Ridge, there's a lot to build from this loss.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Wrapped it up perfectly. Make sure to tune in to our Varsity Live post-game and radio show here tonight. Thanking everybody for tuning in. This is Kavih Siddhartha and Roman Martinez. Have a great night.